Gonna admit people.
LD12 Democrat meeting. I want to thank you for attending today's meeting. By entering this space either in person or on Zoom, you consent to being recorded. I want to welcome my executive board members. In case you are new, my name is Melissa Galarza. I am the chair of LD12. In the room today, we have, stand up for me, First Vice Chair Sherry Johnson. Second Vice Chair Catherine Walsh. While she's on Zoom, we have Secretary Susie Thornton. Our treasurer Steve Esposito is on vacation, so we have our stand-in Mark. That's with the treasurer. We have our board members in the room. We have Nicole Brown. And Mr. AJ, hello. And on Zoom, we have Melody Magasos. So thank you to my executive board members. All right.
Melissa, can you hear me?
I can.
The sound is all garbled for us here on Zoom. I think something isn't hooked up properly.
Okay. First, someone getting back to the desk.
What?
Okay, can you hear us clear now?
No.
Yeah, okay, she's working on it.
I don't know what to do.
She says she doesn't know what to do. Great. Yeah. Is it a setting on the computer?
Maybe.
You gotta hit escape.
Come here.
Yeah, there you go.
Down by the.
Hold on a second.
Escape. Escape to get out of this.
And then we won't.
I'm sorry. Stop screen share. Here, come over here.
Okay, we're gonna figure that out. She's working on it.
No, do this setting.
The other way?
No, that. CEDI.
Okay, we're working on the sound. I know you can't hear it now because they're not saying anything that we can hear. So just hold on. Do this one. Stereo? One of the.
Yeah, that's right.
She can see me. Can you hear me? I'm talking.
That's better.
We can.
That's
Oh,
better.
that's better. Okay,
Yeah.
great. All right. Thank you to our volunteer technology team. Our agenda today, we have, of course, have a jam-packed agenda. It's on the tables. We print these out for you so that you have them. So, because I know it's hard to see way up here, even me standing right up here, I have a hard time seeing it. So that's why we print it out just for you. All right. We're still good? All right. Arizona LD12 Democrats acknowledge the land we gather on today is the ancestral homeland of indigenous nations that have inhabited these lands since time immemorial. We take this opportunity to thank the Hohokam, including the Acoma, O'odham, Pima, and Peepash Maricopa peoples of the past, present, and future for their traditional care of this land and their resilience. Attached to this physical space is a painful history, a forced removal, resulting in intentional genocide of its indigenous people. The history is important to all of us as a reminder not to cause further harm. We remain appreciative of our ability to teach, learn, and serve in a space of such importance and reverence. Thank you. Am I doing this? Okay. Yes, somebody else do this. First time attendees.
Okay, now we'd like to welcome our first-time attendees. If this is your first LD12 meeting, please raise your hand and introduce yourself and what city you're from.
Start right here. Oh, let's see. Susie, can you hear me?
Susie, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Kara Rydell from Tempe.
Carol from Tempe, welcome.
Okay. Anybody else? Oh, over here. Oh, wow. She's got to put the camera right on us. There you go.
I'm Chrissy Akes. I say Ahwatukee, but I guess it's really Phoenix, and I moved here from New Mexico.
Welcome, Chrissy from Ahwatukee by way of New Mexico.
Okay. Anybody else? Raise your hand. Don't be shy.
Susie, do we have any new attendees on Zoom?
I just asked, so I'm hoping they will tell me if they are.
Okay. Keep us posted. In the meantime, we'll move on to recognizing any elected officials that we have in the audience. If you're an elected official and you're able to stand, please do so or raise your hand so we can acknowledge you. First, we have Armando Montero, President of Tempe Union Governing Board. Jennifer Germain, Justice of the Peace for San Marcos Precinct. Nicole Brown, SRP Counsel. Bridget Bellavina, Kyrene Justice Precinct Constable. Kevin Walsh, Kyrene Governing Board. Cedric Collins, Kyrene Governing Board. Stacy Travers is our House Representative for LD12. Mitzi Epstein is our current Senator online. Anybody? Oh, and Sharon Sauls is our current Justice of the Peace for Kyrene. Is there anybody else online, Susie?
Karen Latham was online, but we're having huge sound problems, so she had to get off, but she's in the room listening.
Okay, Karen Lathan, University Lakes Constable. Welcome. Next, if you are a candidate, please stand if you're able to, or raise your hand, and we will give you, come up here, please. And we'll give you your 1 minute to do your introductions or updates. Yes, we do have some candidates that are also our guests tonight, so they'll give you a longer version.
Hi, my name is Brian Matlock, and I'm running to be Arizona State Mine Inspector. What are we doing? Well, my dad would say we are busier than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. There is so much going on right now. So a couple of quick highlights. We've been endorsed by the Attorney General, and just over the weekend, Jonathan Nez endorsed this campaign, and then today we just got word that Vote Vets is now endorsing this campaign. So we are feeling really strong right now. And what we really need help with is three things: dollars, phone banking, and canvassing. So if you can help us out with one or all three, we would really appreciate it. I'm here with my lovely wife, Lori, in the back. You can contact us back there when fill out our little, hey, I'll help you out. And we also have some literature that has a barcode or a QR code, and that'll tell you how to get to my campaign website. And from there, you can also volunteer to help out. Since I have 10 seconds left, one of the most important things you can do right now, it doesn't require your wallet or your purse or a checkbook, and that is to make sure all your Democrat friends vote this November. Make sure everybody votes this November. Thank you so much.
So good evening, everybody. I'm Jennifer Germain. I'm your incumbent candidate for Justice of the Peace for San Marcos. We just had big wins in the city of Chandler in our primary. We got a total sweep of city council, and really, really excited to announce that Chandler Mayor-elect Matt Orlando is now officially endorsing our campaign for re-election. So in addition to our Tempe Union and Kyrene and CUSD board members, but local government matters, our courts matter, and it's really, really important to have somebody in our courts who actually understands the law and can apply it without a bias to it. So I got more votes than my opponent in the primary, even though the Republicans had a higher turnout. So we got almost 1,000 more votes than he did. So he's running scared right now. We need your help to canvass, knock doors. We're having a house party on Thursday night in Sun Lakes. So if anybody wants to do that, please let us know. We've got, Armando's got a big stack of my cards, so he can give them to anybody who needs it. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Bridget Bellavina. I am your Kyrene constable. Over here? Okay, cool. I'm the Kyrene constable. I am running unopposed, so just make sure you fill in the little bubble. It's pretty easy. So, and also please support everybody else, because a lot of other people are running against people, and that's important. I'm not running against anybody, so all I need is for you to fill in that little bubble and support everybody else. So you guys have a good evening with it.
Thanks, Bridget. Our legislative candidates will have time later in the meeting to give an update, and our guests tonight are the Kyrene Governing Board candidates, so they will give their update then. Quick reminder to buy your bottoming raffle basket tickets. There's a QR code on your agendas that are on the table. If you want to pay with cash, check, you can do so with Mark over here at the table. This is how we pay for this space, so please purchase your tickets now. August is Black Business Month, and we take time this month to celebrate the economic contributions, resilience, and history of Black entrepreneurs across the U.S., including the economic impacts that they provide to the community, including job creation, revenue generation, and wealth building. Our Black Business Spotlight for tonight is George's Breakfast and Brunch. Cedric, if you'll stand up. Cedric is a partner in this business that's located right here in LD12 in Tempe. He is a state committee member and a PC here in LD12, and they provide Chicago-style soul food. They serve breakfast, brunch, dinner, drinks. They have happy hour. They're located in Tempe on Rural and Baseline at 4715 South Rural Road, and you can follow them on Instagram and TikTok. Is there anything you want to say about the restaurant? While Cedric comes up, again, Rural and Baseline, George's Breakfast and Brunch. Can't hear you back there, not on the mic. I know.
First of all, shout out Nicole. You came yesterday for our 1-year anniversary. You and your husband, thank you. Yes, we're expanding to Chandler off of Arizona Avenue in Elliott, where that Fo Hum Min place is. I think that's how you say it. Yes, that's it. And speaking of community, last year we were, Paul Horton, we were on his news broadcast when he does Paul Horton Car Wash. We donated $10,000 to the boys and big brothers and big sisters of Central Arizona. Yeah. Ain't too many businesses doing that. So, and we're doing it again this year as well. So look for us on channel, what is it, ABC3? Look for us in October 23rd, which is a Thursday. We'll be out there again donating about $9,000 to $10,000 to that organization. And, you know, we also serve families for Thanksgiving. We partnered up with the Kyrene Resource Center with Miss Irma, and we served several families over this past Thanksgiving with Thanksgiving meals. And those that didn't have cars, we drove it to their houses and delivered it to them. We actually work.
Real quick, and as Cedric mentioned, they did just celebrate their 1-year anniversary, so let's keep that business going by going out and supporting them.
All right, so now we have some upcoming events that are immediate. If you want to get out there and do something next week or the week after, and then right after this, all of this is on your agenda. Please take them home. They're also on our calendar on the website with links to sign up. Here's some stuff looking ahead to September and October. Our reoccurring monthly events, Dems and Donuts, third Wednesday, Watering Hole Wednesday is the last Wednesday. Game On. Oh, does it say what game? No, it does not. The third Saturday, and then the book club. It's on the third Tuesday.
Speaker right here before we do this next slide.
Okay. Before this one? Okay.
What? It's better if it's the event and then
Yeah. All right. Again, all of this is on your agenda. Okay, state committee information. So there is a state committee meeting coming up on Saturday, August 29th. Registration emails went out, so make sure that you do register. Do we have proxy information? Yes. On Slack, there's proxy information. Yeah. Or come see one of us and we can give you that info. Do we have anything on know what bylaws yet? No. No. Oh, yes, we are currently missing the bylaws meeting. Yeah. All right. Then one more. All right, introducing Bottoms Up Blue Wave Event 2026, which is something that we did in 2024, right? Yeah. Okay. So that'll be on October 1st. Save the date now. You can get your tickets. It is limited to 150 tickets. And we were going to have a very big speaker, but we can't say who.
Not yet.
Yeah. All right. Now, do you want to do your speaker? All right.
Tell them about your gift basket. How many gift baskets?
I think at this time we have 12 gift baskets, raffle baskets. So raffle tickets will be on sale beforehand and at the door. And we're gonna, I think, maybe split them into half of a live auction, half raffles. We're not positive yet, but it is gonna be a really good night, and there's food and drink included in the ticket. So check out the QR code for more details.
Thanks. Yes. Please make sure you get your tickets. The Bottoms Up event helps not only LD12, it helps LD13. We team up with them on this event during an election. It helps us raise money for those voter guides. It helps any kind of voter outreach that we do in this election. So we have a little pivot from the meeting agenda. This was my fault. I'm adding it. Come on up. Will you be able to come up here? Do you want to stand up here or there? Wherever you want. Okay. This is Sanford. So
Thank you, Melissa.
you're welcome.
I just want to tell you a little bit about the new book we have for Democratic activists, and it seems like a room full of Democratic activists, so it's the right place. The title is called As the King Sleeps, Democracy's Fight Crosses Generations. And my background basically is I'm an historian, but I've teamed up with a fellow who's very much active right now in public media. He's got 6 million followers, and he posts every day on current events. He's pretty well known recently because he's got the White House really pissed off at him. He's been documenting the times that Trump's been falling asleep, and it just gets much worse than that, but it goes on and on. And his name's Joe Galena, and he's providing a bit of cross-generational matching for my own views. I happen to be the same age as Donald Trump, which don't hold it against me. But he's about 39, and we have a different cross-generational view of things that are important, and we try to go back and forth that ends up finding a lot of things that might not normally be covered by social media. I just want to mention one thing tonight that's in the book, which is the whole issue about democratic socialists and whether or not that's tearing up the party and causing a divide. The thing that's not really understood about that is that most people, including TV commentators, don't realize that we're all really pissed off at Donald Trump. I don't know how else to share that. But people also realize that there's something happening in the Democratic Party, because that though Trump has been dragging down the Republican respect and consideration all across the country, the Democratic leaders have also been falling in terms of the respect that they've been getting. And it turns out that what a lot of people have been doing is younger candidates have been running who have said, well, we want to actually do something. We want to stop Trump from doing these things. So it's not that these elected officials, Democrats, are bad guys. They're good guys, but they're just not getting up and getting the action that we want to see. So they've been stirring them up in the polls. And a lot of commentators on TV have not understood this. They assume there's some kind of split going on in the Democratic Party, that this is a divide between the Democratic Socialists and the other 2/3 of the elected representatives, who are just many different types of Democrats. They don't realize this is normally what we do. I mean, we've been through so many things with Black Lives Matter and reproduction rights and environmental rights. And how many times have we gotten in a room where we've got people with different views, we've got to work it out? Well, we work it out. We're Democrats. That's what we do. So it's just themes like that, one after another. We try to go through the things that are happening right now, what people are doing about it, and what you'll see about it. And just to make sure that this gets out to everybody, this book just came out today. So we're going to make this book available to everybody in this room. And Kira's got a coupon there that can hand out. All we ask is that people look at the book, write a review on Amazon, and we will pay for the cost of your book. So whether you want an ebook or the hardcover, we'll take care of it. We want everybody to have this, and these coupons that are being handed out right now, they can be handed out actually to somebody else if you're a representative of a group. Like I see some people from Tempe Rising here. They can take it to their next meeting of Tempe Rising and pass out, maybe put it on the Xerox machine and shoot a copy of it. But make sure that they get a copy, and we'd like to get this book out everywhere and get people's opinions real soon so we can get them in on Amazon. And then we'd like the whole world to start being shaken up a little bit and doing more of the kinds of things that we would like to see Democrats do. So Melissa, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Second reminder about Bada Bing. Go see Mark over there or scan the QR code. What are we doing?
It just peered around.
All right, next one. Nicole. Next. All right, school board candidates. You want to come on up? How much time? Okay. Got 3 minutes apiece. Okay. Start with you.
Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. It's good to see everybody after a semi-long summer. Hope everybody's had a wonderful summer. I'm incredibly excited to be here and incredibly excited to share some big news with you tonight. I have officially made the ballot for Kyrene School District Governing Board. Woo! Getting to this point truly took a village, and I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you to everyone who carried a petition for me, everyone who signed my petition, and everyone who helped us collect and verify signatures. Thank you to those who spent their time talking with their neighbors and helping spread the word about this campaign. And I want to send a very special thank you to everyone that worked alongside me at the Ahwatukee Farmers Market, setting up, talking with families, collecting signatures, and supporting me through those long, hot mornings. Every signature and every conversation helped us get here. For those who may not know my story, my name is Catherine Peters. I am an Arizona native, a wife, a full-time working mom, and a former Kyrene student, and now a Kyrene parent. My husband and I both attended Kyrene schools, and today our children are walking many of those same hallways. My decision to run came from being a parent and getting involved when our district was facing difficult decisions about school closures. I attended meetings, I listened, I asked questions, I looked at the data, and I worked alongside parents who wanted our voices to be heard. I brought in the community just as I planned to do on the board. That experience made something very clear to me. Families need a seat at the table. I'm not looking at our schools from the outside. My children are in this district and soon to be children. I understand the morning drop-offs, the emails from the school, the homework, the activities, the conversations with teachers, and everyday worries parents have about whether our children are safe, supported, challenged, and receiving the education they deserve. That is why I'm running. I want Kyrene to be a district where current families want to stay and new families want to enroll. I want our teachers, staff, and parents to feel valued and supported. I want responsible, transparent decisions about our district's finances and future. I want to educate parents and empower their voices. And most importantly, I want every decision we make to start with one question: how will this impact our students? I am also incredibly grateful to have earned the support and endorsements of newly elected Tempe Council member Brooke St. George, Representative Stacey Travers, and as well as organizations such as Arizona List and Unity Rising. Their confidence in me and in this campaign means so much. This is truly a grassroots campaign built by parents, educators, neighbors, friends, and community members who believe that we can make a difference when we work together. Making the ballot was a huge milestone, but our work is just beginning. If you believe in what we're building, it would be incredibly grateful for your support. Every donation, big or small, helps us reach another voter, another neighborhood, and another Kyrene family. Please volunteer with us as well. We will be out there knocking doors, making phone calls, and connecting with voters about this race. Thank you so much for believing in me. Thank you for helping me make the ballot. And thank you for standing with me as we work toward a stronger future for Kyrene. Together, we can make sure every Kyrene voice has a seat at the table. And I do want to mention that I'm having a meet and greet at Senegavis that just opened right there on Chandler off of the I-10 in Ray this Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. So please come out, tell your friends and neighbors and family to come out and meet me. I have yard signs in the back, literature on the table, and I have there's QR codes to donate and for more information, and my beautiful mom has QR codes there for donations as well. So thank you guys so much again. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Catherine. Now, Franklin.
Hello, good evening, LD12. For those of you who don't know me through PC and state committee work, Franklin Zyriek running for Kyrene School District Governing Board. I'm a proud Kyrene student, having attended Norte and Wagner Elementary before wrapping up my Kyrene career at Kyrene Middle School. I also come from a family of educators. My late grandfather served as president of NAU for 14 years, while my grandma taught second grade in the Flagstaff Unified School District for over 35 years. I'm also a proud associate member of the Arizona Education Association. Thanks. You could say that between my Kyrene experience and my family legacy, that public education runs in my blood. I'm also proud to share that Congressman Greg Stanton has endorsed my campaign for Kyrene. Looking ahead, I want Kyrene to ensure that its students are prepared for the 21st century, and that includes looking at adopting new technology where appropriate for Kyrene classrooms. Arizona State University, our nation's #1 institution for innovation, is actually using virtual reality or VR headsets to complement its lab components in some of its science classes, especially the introductory levels. So I think Kyrene could look at some lessons learned from ASU and see how we might be able to use that, especially at the middle school level in science and math, to help bring difficult to understand concepts and subjects to life. Also, artificial intelligence, or AI, it's here whether we like it or not. So I think it's important for our students to be able to learn the do's and don'ts of AI in a controlled setting under adult supervision before they're just exposed to it on their own without any guardrails. Also, I think it's important that our students have access to all pathways of education. So I want to explore opportunities to either begin offering dual enrollment courses by the 8th grade level in Kyrene, or ensuring that our students are prepared as soon as they get into Tempe Union to be able to start taking dual enrollment courses right away. So whether you want to pursue higher education or something else, that pathway is available and you can start knocking out college credits as soon as possible. Also, many of you know that Kyrene has experienced challenges in this past year. The governing board voted to close 6 Kyrene schools. 3 already have closed and 3 more are coming up. It was really unfortunate that had to happen due to state funding and also the changing demographics in the area. I want to work with our community in a transparent process to determine what comes next for each of those school sites. I have strong relationships and endorsements from Councilman Kevin Robinson here in Ahwatukee, the next Mayor Chandler, Matt Orlando, Tempe Mayor Corey Woods, and the majority of the Tempe City Council. So I can work with our city leaders to determine what comes next for those sites. Ideally, it still serves a community benefit to help our youngsters all the way up to our senior citizens. The very last thing I want to do is to sell off our taxpayer-funded buildings or assets to let a private or charter school potentially swoop in and then have one of those models become the new neighborhood school. That would just perpetuate the downward enrollment challenges that Kyrene's facing. On a more positive note, I have yard signs in the back. I also have some car magnets. Like many candidates here, I could use your volunteer services, whether you're out more wanting to knock doors, do lit drops, or help behind the scenes. There's plenty of opportunities for you. I also have some events coming up. This Saturday, August 15th, we're having a meet and greet at 3 p.m. in Ahwatukee. You can sign up at the QR code in the back table there, or it's also on the LD12 website. Thank you all for your time. Thank you, LD12, for giving me the opportunity to speak, and enjoy your evening.
Thank you, Franklin.
Thank you. My name is Kevin Walsh. I am running for re-election to the Kyrene School Board. I always like speaking to LD12 because I know I'm speaking to people who understand that public education is essential, not just for our kids, but for our community and for our nation as a whole. And that belief has guided every vote I've taken on this board for the last 8 years. A little bit about me. I have been a proud PC in LD12. It was then LD18 for 10 years. State committee member. I'm also an even prouder Kyrene parent. My oldest kiddo started in Kyrene over a decade ago. My youngest kiddo is 7 months old. So I'm going to have 5 current, future, and former Kyrene kids here by the time I'm done with it, fully invested. They're also from a family of teachers. I'll tell you, they have both their grandmothers are public teachers or were public teachers in Arizona, 50 years of education experience between them. One of them taught for 25 years in Kyrene. She's here with us today. Give it up for retired teachers. But I'll tell you, on the board, what I've tried to do is lead this district forward. While I've been on the board, we've adopted Kyrene's first policy ever to celebrate its commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Not to run away from it. We've adopted policies to support the social and emotional needs of our students and our staff. And we've done so not because it's politically convenient, but because it's what's best for kids. And in fact, we did it in the front of political headwinds. It was just last year that Arizona State Superintendent Tom Horn went after Kyrene with unmerited attacks on us, trying to threaten over $1 million of our funding because of the policies we've adopted to support our students. But we stood up to them. We stood up to him. We stood up to his office. We held our ground, and we won. We won because we knew that's what we had to do, what's best for our kids. Now, we've also had to make difficult decisions. Franklin alluded to it. Anybody in public education Arizona leadership right now understands this is not a state that is friendly to public education and to our teachers. So last year, we did have to go through the very emotional and difficult process of consolidating our schools, and that was really hard. But out of it, we had critical cost savings, and we put that money right back into the classroom. So this year, we put nearly $7 million of increased compensation to our teachers and staff. We've also been funding mental health for our students notwithstanding the pushback we're getting from our federal and state government. We had counselors in our schools when I started on this board. None. We had zero counselors in all elementary schools. Right now, we have a counselor in every single one of our schools. The state this summer announced funding that cut about 2/3 of our counselors. And we work with our district to make sure we kept a counselor at every school because it's that important. But it's hard. Right now, it's really hard. And I'll tell you, this election season is going to be even worse. If you're not paying attention, Prop 320 is going to be a huge hit in our districts if it's passed. And I'll tell you, you're going to hear misinformation and sound bites about classroom spending, but it's rigid and arbitrary requirements on how dollars are spent are going to put things that are essential for our kids, like counselors, like reading coaches, like the arts, all of them on the chopping block. And I'm going to work with Arizona Education Association and Save Our Schools this entire election season to make sure that doesn't happen. But if it does, God forbid if it does, I will tell you, I hope that we have people on the board who have gone through these crises before, who have stood up to the district, and who know how to manage these financial crises. So I hope that of the 2 votes you have to count for Kyrene School Board this year, you would trust me with one of them to continue to advocate for our kids and for our teachers. So thank you again, Kevin Walsh, Kyrene School Board.
Thank you, Kevin, Catherine, and Franklin. As Kevin mentioned, there are 2 open seats for the Kyrene Governing Board. So in contested races, LD12 does not endorse anybody, but we do provide their information on our voter guide along with every other candidate that's going to be on the ballot. So that's just a quick reminder. Next month, we're going to invite the Tempe Elementary candidates to come and speak. Their race is also a contested race, so same rules apply to them, but we'll hear from them next month. I did want to give a quick PC precinct committee person update. For every person that collected signatures to become a precinct committee person or filled out a write-in form for the 2026-2028 election cycle, we all were officially elected during the primary on July 21st, so congratulations, you made it. Your term will officially begin on October 1st, but we need you right now. So what types of things can PCs and PCs elect be doing right now? All of the things that every candidate that's been up here so far has asked. Talking to your neighbors, knocking on doors, dropping off literature. And our first initiative that we have as an LD is postcards. We will be reaching out to 1,720 newly registered Democrats in our district to welcome them to our LD and encourage them to get involved, whether it's joining our newsletter, coming to a meeting, doing a social event. We need to have that initial contact with them so that they know who we are and who they contact to get involved in this election cycle. So we have postcards here tonight, names ready to go. So if anybody's interested in filling out postcards, see us after the meeting. We have them all. No, you'll turn them back in. All the instructions will be given to you when you pick up your package. You can do increments of 30 names at a time. You turn them back into us by the end of the month and we'll get those mailed out. And again, it's a short message, just welcoming them to the district and asking them to get involved in some way. This will be the first of 3 contacts that we have with these particular voters. So be on the lookout for more in the future. We will have opportunities to start prepping our neighbor-to-neighbor letters as well, getting labels and stamps on envelopes and getting all of the information ready to distribute out to the community to work on neighbor-to-neighbor letters. So if that's something that you want to do in your spare time, then see Melissa or I after the meeting also. Our next call to action is for our LD12 team. And I'm going to invite Cameron to come up and talk about what they're doing.
Hello, everybody. How are we doing? Woo! So I have the pleasure, my name is Cameron Batiste. I have the pleasure of working with our 3 amazing candidates running for state ledge here in LD12. we are beginning to launch our field program. So this upcoming Saturday and Sunday, we are knocking doors across the district, talking to voters about the importance of this race. If you have knocked doors before, this is a great way to get involved, to help us make sure we keep these seats blue in November, so we have a shot at flipping the state legislature and actually passing policies that work for working families. If you haven't knocked doors before, that's okay. It's amazing. We'll have people there that are experienced, people who have done this thousands of times before to help show you the ropes. But I really want to encourage you to get involved at your down ballot local level. Because when you do so, when you engage voters for your state ledge races, for your school board races, you're actually helping all of our candidates, from Governor Hobbs, from Attorney General Mays, Secretary of State Fontes. You're helping us keep Arizona blue in November, keep these seats blue, and actually have a shot at flipping the ledge. So scan those QR codes. There are 2 links to sign up. It'll be every Saturday, every Sunday, 9 a.m., nice and early, so it's not too hot outside, as of course the weather will cool down later on. But be sure to sign up, get involved. We'd really appreciate your help. Thank you all so much. It's on your agenda.
Thanks, Cameron. I wish Cameron had more energy. Huh? Oh, and yes, we also have our lovely endorsed legislative candidate signs. We also have the individual candidate signs. So depending on how your HOA is, if they don't let you have a certain number of signs, you can grab a combo sign. You can grab all of the signs. We will be setting up depots in all of the cities for the time being while we're gathering them. They'll be at the Ahwatukee office, which is Dana's house. And we will publish a list once we have a comprehensive list of everybody's signs that we have, so that you know where you can go pick them up. But if the candidates have them here tonight, feel free to take them now while they're here. Brian Matlock has his, the school board candidates have theirs. We have ours. And one thing I wanted to talk about, we got some numbers back from the county party today about voter turnout in the primary. LD12 turnout for Dems was at little over 50%. So that's not terrible for a primary. We were higher than a lot of other LDs, but if we want to get to the point where we are in the general elections, which is in the 90-95% turnout area, the way that we accomplish that is with our LD12 voter guides. We hand these things out like they're candy, and we have a pretty bold plan to get these out to every single Democrat and some independents in LD12 this year. Our board executive committee, sorry, Susie, our executive committee met a couple weekends ago to figure out how we're going to spend the money that we have. And I will tell you that every dollar that we have goes to voter outreach. We don't have millions of dollars in the bank like the coordinated campaign does. We can't pay for canvassers, so we rely fully on the volunteers in this district to get the word out for every single person that is on this voter guide, and that includes every single school board candidate, all of the constables and justices of the peace, all the statewide candidates, the federal candidates, city council for Phoenix, propositions, school bonds and overrides. Everything is here. So when we're knocking doors, we're not just knocking doors for our legislative candidates. Even though that's our job in this district, our job is to get our legislators elected and keep those seats blue. It's also turnout, and turnout from the top to the bottom. And we have been successful doing that because of these cheap little paper voter guides. It has the information, it follows the order of your ballot, and people rely on them. And so we have them now, and we'll be handing them out, but the propositions, which Melissa will talk about, are still being worked out. So it's a work in progress. It will change, but the candidates that are on here will not change. So I just really want to encourage you to, if you don't want to knock on people's doors, we still need drivers. We still need people to work on neighbor-to-neighbor letters. You can drop literature at people's doors. You don't have to necessarily knock to them. We can, if you're very bold and you want to take your whole precinct, go for it. Cameron will happily give you your precinct. We have several people that have already volunteered to do their own precinct. And if you want to be so bold as to talk to independents and Republicans too, he'll give you those too. It's totally up to what your comfort level is. And we will provide some training on minivan as we get going here for people that are new, so you know how to keep track of the data of who you talk to and that kind of thing. But this is super important, and this is what we do, and this is what we do so well in this district. And I just want to just sort of reiterate that this benefits every single person that is on this paper, and we can't do it without you.
Thank you. Our bada bing raffle baskets, like Sherry had said earlier, this helps us not only pay for the facility, it pays for helps us get our equipment, it helps, you know, with the voter guides, with everything. And we sat down and we spent 5 hours together, all executive board members. We spent 5 hours. We went through everything, and we are trying to make the most of your money, the most cost effective way to reach every single Democrat in our district. And we found a way. We are going to be doing, like Sherry said, we're going to do bulk mailers. We're going to do neighbor to neighbor letters. We're reaching out to newly registered Democrats. We're going to do a lot of texting. We're going to do it all. We're going to leave it all on the line there for this election, because we have to maintain these 3 seats. The rest of the districts in this state are relying on making sure that we keep our 3 seats, elect the rest of the Democrats, so that we can then maybe flip the legislature this year. Well, fingers crossed, fingers and toes. Next slide. Propositions. So there are propositions that have made it. They're currently going through, you know, court cases, appeals, things like that. So there's going to be a lot of these on the ballot. There's only one that we know for sure has gone. I don't remember the number, but doesn't matter. What we're going to be doing is, once we have everything, once the appeal process and all of that is done and over with, we know which propositions are going to be on the ballot, 100% sure. We will be holding a Zoom meeting to go over those and the reasons why. And I'm going to tell you why, because how many of you guys, let's just do it this way. How many of you guys watched that 8-hour boring meeting? I was going to say a bad word. That 8-hour online meeting where our Democrats sat and fought over the wording of these propositions. Okay, a few of us. It was quite interesting on how hard these Democrats fought to change some of these words of the propositions, because some of the words are like, we want you to vote no to give aid to military family. Why would you vote no? Because there's so much other stuff that goes along with that. They made these wordings for this proposition so bad. It's the one thing. When we get phone calls during an election, people are asking, why do you want me to vote no for this? Why do you want me to vote no for this proposition? That's why it's really important that we do this Zoom meeting, so we educate you, so that when somebody comes up to you and you hand them that blue voter guide and they're like, why do you want me to vote yes or no for this? You'll be able to explain to them why. So it's coming. So once we get it all, we will have that Zoom. We will send out the notifications to everybody. All are welcome. Next slide. Where am I? Oh, recurring donors. Oh, I'm so happy to report that I did the report. We got another recurring donor, so we're at 102 recurring donors each month. Battery dying? Oh, no, there it is. So thank you very much to all of our recurring donors. The recurring donors, they are the grassroots funders of our district. They help us fund every election. They help us fund all of our events and everything like that. So we do hold fundraiser events to be able to raise money, but I'm so grateful to be one of those districts that receives no money from outside PACs. We don't receive any money from ADP, MCDP, anybody else. So our generous donors are the ones that maintain this district every single month. So I just want to say thank you. If you want to become a recurring donor, please let me know. I'd be happy to get you signed up. So with that, here's our financials. Gosh, see, I have to do this twice. I thought I'd get away with this with Steve. All right, in the month of July, We had a beginning cash balance of $51,163. We made $2,861. We had payments of $1,729. And then he breaks it all down. The variance is that we did make more than we brought in more money in the month of July than we spent. In the last month, the reason why is because we had to make some down payments for our bottoms up event and things like that. So we are still really doing. So you could see that our cash on hand at the end of July was $52,295. We, at the end of the year, as we continue to keep money going in from our recurring donors, we do plan to have this just very little, just enough to get us through a few months, because then our recurring donations will keep us building back up in the next year. We're putting it all on the line here in this election. All right. So this is going to be your last chance to get your Bada Bing raffle basket tickets, because we're going to be doing our draft, the raffle drawing before the end of the night. We're ahead of schedule. Look at this. All right. We have a couple more speakers for you. So my next speakers for tonight up are the candidates, right? Our LD12 candidates. I see them all in the house. They're all spread out. Rise, Stacy, Patty. Nobody come up here first. Okay. The first one up here gets a free raffle ticket. Oh, you get a free yard sign. They're free anyways. Are you up first? Yes, come on up. Oh, I didn't even know she went out to her car. I'm all calling your name, Stacy. All right, first up will be Patty. Come for me.
Good afternoon, good evening. How is everybody today? Oh, look, I see a shirt back there. That's nice. Oh, that's my, is that my old one? Yeah, all right. I need to get some new ones out there. So, hi, I'm Patty Contreras. I'm running for state senate. As you know, our esteemed Senator Mitzi Epstein has decided to do other things, which she's doing right now. She's out visiting her family over on the east side of this country. And so she's retiring from the Senate at the end of this year, and I hope to take her slot there. I see some new faces, so I'll just kind of go over a little bit about me. I'm a third generation Arizonan. I've grew up and was born in Yuma, which is in the southwest part of the state. Thank you. Yes, Yuma. I lived in Somerton, actually, which is right smack in the middle of the rural country. You know, yes. Oh, there we got Somerton. Yeah. Some people have heard them. Somerton. We have a great tamale festival if you ever want to go down there in December. Yes, all right. Well, some people been to tamale festival. Awesome. Anyway, I've lived here in the Ahwatukee area since 1991 and worked 30 some years for the city of Phoenix. Worked in Parks and Recreation. Actually was here when we opened this building, opened Sunray Park, opened Desert Foothills Park, was with Parks and Recreation at the time. And then I moved over to Human Services, where I ran our senior centers. We have 15 senior centers. This is one of the ones that I used to supervise actually here at Pecos. So 15 senior centers, I ran 8 of those senior centers. So my passion is really working with people, having programs and services and resources for folks, and wanting to work with our seniors, our elders, our people with disabilities, people who don't normally have a voice, and wanting to be that advocate and that voice for the community. Thank you. I have some signs over here, so if you want to pick up a sign, I know we have the try sign, which I think is great. That'll save a lot of space. But if you want to have individual signs, I do have some individual signs. Are we just talking candidate stuff right now, or are we doing our announcements, catch up stuff? Whatever? Okay, so whatever. Okay, so let me get my list out. It's short, don't worry about it. I'm not gonna be here all day. So anyway, I want to thank, and Jeanette's not here, she's over in Iceland now, but she had a house party for me on Saturday, so I really appreciate her. And some of you were there, so thank you for coming by. Also have a list back here for a mailing list. If you're not on my mailing list and you want to get my newsletter, please sign up for that. Let's see, we already talked about volunteers and knocking doors. Always helpful to have you come out. If you want to drive, you don't even have to get out and knock. Just drive. For some of us that like to get out and knock on doors, some of you can just drive for us. Let's see. I have been working with the Data Center Alliance. No, let's see, the Ahwatukee Community Alliance. No, what's it called? Ahwatukee Community Alliance. Thank you. No data centers. So you've probably, if you came up 48th Street, you probably saw that humongous building that's getting built out there. There's going to be like 4 of those in that corner over there, those huge buildings. They're looking to put a 257 megawatt data center there. So for those of you who don't know what a megawatt is, it can power, a megawatt powers like a Costco. So imagine 257 Costcos over there powered. So I've been working with the Alliance to try to get some answers from the city, try to figure out what's going on over there, what they're going to put there, and how much noise it's going to make, how much pollution it's going to cause, how much water it's going to take, how much power it's going to take. So I have a meeting getting set up right now with SRP to talk about the substation that's going to be placed nearby. So there's quite a bit of stuff going on with that data center, and we really want to kind of get a handle on it, see what we can do. I don't know if we can stop it, but maybe we can make it smaller than what it's proposed to be. So anyway, we're working on that, and I know Rep. Travers has been working with them too. Just came back last week from a whole bunch of conferences in Chicago, and that was a lot of fun. Next week, I'm going to the Arizona League of Cities and Towns. It'll be here at the Biltmore, and so it's somewhere we get to meet all of our elected officials from throughout the state. It's a lot of fun. I got another Champion of Cities and Towns Award I'm gonna be getting on Thursday next week, so I'm happy about that. Thank you. I really try to back up the cities as much as possible. Having worked for the city before, I want to make sure that the state doesn't do too many crazy preemptions on the city, because really it's what the city should know what you want. Unfortunately, maybe not with that data center, but and they're the closest ones to you. So I don't like preemptions, and also I do try to back up the city, although I am yelling at them right now about that data center. So there you go. What else? And then next Friday is my Convo with Contreras, which is a monthly opportunity just to come and chat with me over at Brick Road Coffee from 4 to 6. And it's been a lot of fun. Some of you have come by and visited with me. And I'm sorry, I feel like I ran up here. I'm tired. And so just invite you to come on down and have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, and we can just chat about what's on your mind. So thank you very much, and appreciate all of your support, and let's go get them in November.
Okay, then let Stacy.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you all. My name is Armando Montero, for those of you that haven't met me. As of last week, officially your Democratic nominee to be the next state House representative. So thank you all. And I do want to use a point of personal privilege just to say, I know it was an uncontested primary, but I do want to thank you all for all of your support and entrustment to be on the ballot to be your nominee this cycle. It's been great to get to know you all since I first got involved in, 2017, 2018, when I was a junior at Desert Vista High School right here in Ahwatukee. A little bit about me for those that haven't met me. I'm currently in my 6th year serving on the Tempe Union High School District Governing Board, spent the past 4 years leading the board as the president. We've been able to do some amazing things, from passing one of the most comprehensive mental health policies in the state, continuing to invest in our teachers and our classified staff, being one of the highest paid districts in the state, continued to invest in school safety and keeping our schools safe for all students, and investing across the board to ensure that our students, what we're focused on the most as a board, and that's student outcomes. Last year was the first year that we got all A's from the Department of Education for the first time in our district's history. So it's a testament to when we have good people in these positions focusing on what matters, and that's families and that's students. But why am I running for the representative seat this year? Well, as you know, public education has been under attack by the state legislature for years. Republicans in the state legislature. Thank you, Patty. And the turning point for me running for this seat was last year when I had to vote to cut 50 full-time positions from our budget because of the consistent underfunding from our state legislature. It was devastating to our staff, to our students, and to our families. And I'm running to send a clear message to our legislators, to the Republicans in the legislatures, that education is not an expense, it is an investment. It's an investment in our students, it's an investment in our families, it's an investment in our economy, and an investment in our state. And I'm also running because, the first question I always get at the doors is, you look really young. Yes, I first got elected to the school board when I was 19 years old, was the youngest person to be elected to that board in our district's history, and I'm running this year to be one of the first Gen Z legislators in our state's history. And that's important because we need fresh blood. We need new perspectives. We know that politics as usual down at the state legislature is not working. Patty and Stacy can attest to that. It's nasty down there. And that's why we need to flip the legislature. We're only 3 seats away. 3 seats away from flipping the legislature, getting Governor Hodd's majority to be able to do all the things that we want to talk about here to pass, investing in our schools, paying our teachers, ensuring we have an adequate water supply in the future, investing in healthcare to ensure that working families have access to quality healthcare. These are all things that we talk about all the times here as Democrats, but we have to flip the legislature to make that happen. And that takes all of you in this room to make that happen, to make sure that we are relying and show our safe districts, our swing districts can rely on us to keep these seats blue and to have, to get Representative Contreras into the state Senate, re-elect Representative Travers, and to bring some fresh blood to LD12 and to the state legislature. And so I know we talked a little bit about our field program. We're going to be knocking doors every Saturday and Sunday. We'd love to have you there. If you just want to canvass your neighborhood and your neighbors, come talk to us. We'll give you a turf. We'll give you all the information you need. We'll give you literature. We'll make it easy for you. But everything you do, every conversation you have, every text message you send, every phone call you have, it really makes a difference in this election. For the state House seat, Republicans are single-shotting this year. They hope that that'll make the difference. But with all of you organizing and showing your support and showing why we need to elect Democrats up and down the ballot, we will be successful this year. So come see Cameron or I. We'll give you all the information. We've got QR codes. If you are able to help, visit my website at monteroforaz.com. Help donate, volunteer, anything you can. We appreciate all the support. Thank you.
All right. Stacy Travers.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Aren't those signs so great? But then I feel so guilty because you spent that money on it when you could have spent it on voter guides and stuff. But so 5 pieces of legislation. We talked about all the things that we can't do, but there are things that we can do. I've passed more legislation than anybody else in the legislature, at least since 1990. It might not be a specific bill, but it's language in the legislature that's been signed by the governor. So we need to continue the work that we're doing. And thank you so much. If you don't want to knock on a door, you can collate lit. You can make phone calls. You can text. There is so much for you to do for not just us, but also Jennifer Germain was up here earlier. She is in the most contested race in this district. She's got J.D. Mesnard, who is a state senator who has been in the legislature for 16 years, who has over $150,000 in his campaign account. And that's what Jennifer is fighting for. And Justice of the Peace is such an important role that nobody knows about. I got Veterans Treatments Courts grant funding program passed this year. They do Veterans Treatments Courts. They do evictions, and we need people that have compassion and knowledge and lived experience to be adjudicating these, whether it's Sharon Sauls, whether it's Tyler Kissel, whether it's Jennifer Germain. But Jennifer has the toughest race because she's actually against a Republican with a lot of money who is already being really, really deceptive and very specific in his language to confuse voters about his endorsements, about his policies, about a lot of other things. So if you can help us out, especially with the Sunday canvases that we're doing in Chandler, we'll be including her lit and we'll be knocking on her doors. We've kindly asked her and Cameron to coordinate so that she can actually get to the doors that she needs and we're going to help her out. So anything that you guys can do, whether it's a donation, whether it's helping make a phone call or whatever, we really need to focus on this race as much as we need to focus on all the others. So thank you for that. Everybody else has covered the data centers. Last week alone, we were able to get them a meeting with the AG's office. We were able to get them a whole list of lawyers who specialize in land use who might be able to help with litigation. And we also got them a meeting with Mark Stewart at the Board of Supervisors, who is doing the environmental, he does a lot of environmental stuff as part of his purview in the Board of Supervisors. So they have such an incredible will to fight. They are amazing. They're so humbling the way that they've managed to organize. I've reached out to some other states that have been dealing with data centers and have actually managed to get them stopped to see if they can come talk to our groups, so that hopefully they'll be inspiring and they'll offer us tips that we can get this stopped. But anyway, thank you so much. We're still working on legislation for next year. Things besides the veteran stuff that we do, we'll continue working on childcare initiatives. We'll be working on more affordability, the things that matter to everyday Arizonans, and not all this pie in the sky stuff that Republicans prioritize that have absolutely nothing to do with the lives of everyday Arizonans. So thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you. All right, so we're going to be doing our raffle basket drawing. And then after that, we're going to open the floor up to any new business. So if you have any 1-minute announcements that you would like to talk about tonight, you'll be able to come up here and we'll set a timer. You have 1 minute to talk about that. So waiting, do you have access? Well, I want to make sure he can share his screen. So we'll take ours down. While we're on that, while we're waiting for all of that, just want to make sure everybody knows that we have a lot of LD12 swag. So please support LD12 with a t-shirt. We have stickers, magnets. We have all kinds of good stuff over there. Another way that helps raise some money for the district. Okay, so he is screen sharing. All right, okay, I'm coming over so I can give him the microphone so we can chat together. Thank you. All right, yes, make sure everybody lines up. All right. Yeah, we can. Uh-oh, Gavin Lee got tickets. He always does. Where is he at? Oh, there he is. Gavin Lee is in the house. Okay, the first basket is the espresso. I just want to take a moment to thank Judy Wade, Bill Baker for putting this together for us every month. These baskets have really helped the district raise a lot of money. So espresso, we had 209 tickets. So generate. Ticket number 131 is the lucky number. It is not Gavin. It's Hugo. I just saw him. Yay, Hugo. Hugo is part of ADP's Latino caucus. He's helping us, so he'll be putting that together. You'll see some more about that. Okay, the next one is the salad starter. 2-something tickets. 205. Nice. Ticket number 71. Lucky number 71. Janet Kirby. Congratulations, Janet. So thank you. Don't forget to come up. Your baskets are over here. Thank you, Mark, for helping us run the Bada Bing for the month. And everybody who bought raffle tickets. All right. Well, Mark, you do need to stop screen sharing. All right, come on up. So Sherry's going to set a timer for you. So pay attention. What's that scan me code?
Hello, everyone. Greg Freeman. Of the many hats I wear, I'm here on behalf of the Maricopa County Democratic Party right now, talking a little bit about poll observer and poll worker programs. We just went through all of this, of course, with the primary, but there is a bigger election coming. The official count for the primary, just so you know, was that 677,837 single-page ballots were put through and counted. The estimate for the general election is somewhere between 1.3 and 1.6 million double-sided, we believe, depending on how the ballot initiatives go. So the amount of time and energy it's going to take to get those all counted will be longer. We are starting a little earlier than we did last time. If you are interested in being a poll observer, if you're interested in going to the tabulation center to monitor the counting, if you want to be a paid poll worker, all of those things are being coordinated through the county party. You can scan this QR code if that's something you're interested in doing as the election approaches. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Marianne, and we talked a lot about flipping the legislature. Well, LD13 is a swing district. Mark your calendars, Wednesday, September 9th. There's a special fundraiser. Jacob is a veteran and a team player. He promotes not only his race, but the entire slate of candidates for LD13 state legislature. A stunning example is that he has converted his household into LD13's legislative candidates' headquarters. We only need to flip a few seats to win control of both the state House and state Senate. Janie Heydrich, Ellen Shema, Paul, and I are hosting a special fundraiser to help this effort. Event details on your table. Take a picture of the flyer, bring it home, and RSVP. We, Paul and I, and all those that I've mentioned have also coordinated fundraisers for our LD12 candidates because we know that we need to win.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nicole Brown, and I am on the SRP Council, and I wanted to follow up on the data center, the No Awatuki Data Center. Melissa Harlan, Regina Gutierrez, and myself had an opportunity to meet with the executive leadership at SRP just on Friday and talked about the issue with Awatuki, and we know about the meeting with our legislators. We let them know we know them very well, so we expect to be at that meeting or to hear about it. But wanted to let you guys know that they did tell us that in the event the data center does go through, SRP really has control over the substation. All the water and power is supposed to be paid by the data centers, and is built into their contracts. So there's more information to come on that. I also wanted to let you guys know that we did have one member of our clean energy team that had to resign for personal reasons, and so there will be a special election. One person running is Thomas Galvin, if you know who he is. I'm not sure what that means, but our election is this Wednesday, the 13th, if you want to be online or come in person to see how the council votes.
Good evening. I'm Jerry Robbins. Some of you know me. There were a lot of complaints at our meetings for the Stop the Data Center where people said, your message isn't like angry enough. You're just saying, no data center. So we've been working on some things, and somebody else came up with the Save Tukey Now. Well, let's make sure you can see that. Yeah, it's like people aren't scared enough, apparently, that this is going to destroy our neighborhood. So we're trying to make that point a little stronger. There will be other messages coming, I'm sure, but this was all we could fit on the sign in a big hurry. Anyway, so in addition to, obviously, it's great. There's lots of things going on. Obviously, Representative Travers is doing some work. I had a long talk with Representative Contreras the other night about some things that she's working on. There's a lot of stuff going on. As you know, there's also a lot of construction going on, and we're trying very hard to figure out what angles we have to stop this thing from actually going live. Very hard to know exactly what's going to happen, but we're still trying. We're not giving up. I wanted to briefly mention we're still trying to do more neighborhood outreach just to get more people involved and more people more aware about it, which will involve canvassing. And I know you guys are all really good at canvassing, and I know you're all busy Saturday and Sunday mornings, like for the next several months, but we tend to do canvassing weekday evenings. So there's an opportunity there. So if anybody is interested in canvassing, literally just going door to door, and the nice thing is that everybody is on our side. There is nobody who wants the data center. Nobody will yell at you at the door and say, but I want the data center. I want faster internet. It's like, no, it's not a giant Wi-Fi router. So anyway, so if you can't help us out just with canvassing or anything like that, come see me and I can connect you with the right people. Thank you very much.
I'm going to be really short. Okay. No,
Well, maybe. I'm disappointed that nobody mentioned the death of Harry Mitchell. Harry Mitchell was a longtime mayor of Tempe. He was an institution. He was a teacher at Tempe High. He was our representative who knew he would lose his seat when he voted for the ACA, but did the right thing. I think we've been neglectful not to have some kind of a homage to Harry Mitchell. All right? And for those of you that are interested, his funeral is Saturday at 11:30 at, and I'm drawing a blank, the Mount Carmel. And the reception afterwards will be at Mission Palms. My second point, and I'm gonna speak, Sherry, okay, is I will be having an open house for Terry Ruiz. More information will be coming about that.
Hi. LD12 is so important to this campaign that we identified 100 precincts in the entire state that is extraordinarily important to our campaign, and 4 of those are in the top 10 or come out of LD12. So if you are in Magic Stone, we'll see it. It's Magic Stone, Club West, Alexander, and Cocopelli. We would really like to talk to you and help us out because you are right there in our top 10. Thank you.
Okay. Is there anybody online that has a 1-minute announcement or update, Susie?
Yes, I do, Sherry, if I can go ahead.
Go for it.
Great, thanks. I put it in the chat, and also, so looking forward to that information that LD12 will have about the ballot measures on your ballot this November. 10 of them, 9 of them are really horrible from our Republican colleagues. And by and large, I hope you all know that the rule of thumb is vote yes for Protect Education and no for almost all of the others. So I wrote up some explanations about each of the ballot measures on my website. You can go to mitziepstein.com, which is no longer a campaign website, just an information website. And you'll see a big tab that says ballot measure explanations. And it's my perspective. I'm not trying to speak for anybody else. We were there in the legislature debating every single one of these. And as you know, I take a very detailed look into policy. So I'm sharing it on that website. If you're interested, go take a look. And I'll be adding more information sometimes daily. But thanks for your time. It's mitziepstein.com. And you'll see the tab for ballot measure explanations. Thanks.
Thanks, Senator Epstein. Before we close, she just reminded me of one more thing. Susie, our secretary, and Daniel, who deals with our website, have recently made some updates. So all of the candidates that are on the ballot, our website is updated with all of their information. If they have a website, there's a link to their website so you can learn more about them. And there's also a pop-up with our voter guide, and it will be updated as the voter guide gets updated. So you can always refer people there. There's QR codes on these lovely trio signs that take you right to the voter guide. So when you have that in your yard, your neighbors can scan that, get the voter guide that way. And it is now 7:26, and we are closing the meeting.